Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in our newsrooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
Introducing the Smart Kicker from iConnect, the most affordable smartphone on the market. With a follow-focus capable 2-megapixel camera, you can't miss out on any of the action. Over 400 hours of standby battery time and 32 gig external memory. That's more than enough space for all your series, music, pics, apps and games. Get yours today from iConnect for a limited offer of only 499 kwacha, including 300 MB iSpot internet from iConnect. The Smart Kicker, available at iConnect. iConnect, make it happen.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury bus is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience for freshness. Potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Jungle.
Thank you so much for joining us on the main news desk on Prime Television. My name is Kala Nshima to present it. We look at the headlines. Islamic banking will help develop the country, notes economist. By-elections, a cost to the country circled has charged. DEC commended for its initiative on drug abuse sensitization. And in foreign news, voting extended as Nigeria election marred by violence. Join me shortly for the news in detail. Now the main news in detail. A renowned economist, Yusuf Dodia, has welcomed the idea of having Islamic banking in Zambia. Mr. Dodia says Islamic banking is a new product on the market and will help introduce new principles for the development of the country. He points out that a free interest borrowing principle of Islamic banking will help people to maximize the product for development. Mr. Dodia adds that the introduction of Islamic banking is a good idea, as this will allow more people to do business. He was speaking in an interview with Prime TV News in Lusaka. Mr. Dodia has stressed that having Islamic banking will also bring to an end the idea of selling uncertainties on goods to people.
New banking products are never a bad idea. If you have a hotel or a restaurant and somebody says, oh, I want to introduce samosas or want to introduce nishima and kapenta on the menu, it can never be a bad idea. The more products you have, the better it is for your business. So similarly, in Zambia, we have traditional banking systems, and now we are looking at additional products, meaning Islamic or Sharia banking. Now, what does this mean in terms of an impact on the economy? Is that we must recognize that there are a lot of Muslim investments in the Zambian economy. And for the last 100 years or so, we have seen that the Muslim influence in business has been very strong. And the question is, if we can assist these people, the Muslims, to invest more in Zambia and grow their businesses and pay more taxes and employ more people, then it's a good thing for Zambia. Now, what has been impeding this development is that Muslims are not happy to engage in traditional banking systems. So I believe that Islamic banking is not coming to make some strange changes to the banking system. It is just new products. And because there are many people in Zambia who are interested in these new products, who will grow their businesses because of these new products.
And Mr. Dodia has argued that Zambia is growing regardless of the harsher prevailing economic situation. He says growth cannot be seen by many because export earnings are in the hands of the multinational companies who are exporting products. Mr. Dodia says Zambia is exporting copper, agricultural products and many other, but the benefits are not spread to everyone. He adds that earnings by multinational companies are directed towards the business interest of foreign companies, which has led many believe Zambia is not growing. Mr. Dodia was speaking in an interview. He has urged the government to promote local business entrepreneurs to see to it that they develop and spread development to the rest of the country.
We are growing. We are exporting more copper, we're exporting more agricultural produce, we're exporting more cement, but these exports are in the hands of less than 20 companies. And most of these companies are multinationals who are not really looking at spreading the investment across Zambia. Right? And we don't expect them to do so. A cement company is not going to go into farms. They're not going to go into tourism. They're going to stick to their core business. So yes, we are registering growth as an economy. Yes, we are looking very prosperous on paper. But that prosperity is not impacting on the average Zambian across the board. So this is the reason why that it is important for us to broaden our economy, to get the domestic economy to start becoming part of the bigger economy, to ensure that our small and medium enterprises can grow into large business of tomorrow, into corporates of the future. And the only way we can be able to do that is to facilitate it. And the way to facilitate it is to make sure that our export earnings are coming into Zambian banks so that Zambians can go and borrow money.
The Zambia Council for Social Development has asked President Edgar Lungu to ensure that his visit to China benefits Zambians back home. ZCSD Executive Director Lewis Mwape says it is important that President Lungu takes effort to lobby for investments that can benefit Zambians whilst he is in that country. Mr. Mwape says Mr. Lungu should also take into account the levels of unemployment among youths in the country and ensure that jobs are created. He adds that 50 years after independence, Zambians need better education and low cost of living. Mr. Mwape said this in an interview in Lusaka. The Drug Enforcement Commission DEC has been commended for its initiative in training officers and educating people on the dangers of drug abuse. Opposition UPND Deputy Spokesperson Edwin Lufwekelo says the initiative should be commended as drug abuse is a danger to society. He has, however, called for the education of both the consumers and the suppliers, as this will help both parties not to abuse drug supply chain. And Mr. Lufwekelo has meanwhile urged parents to be at the core of the fight against drug abuse, adding that parents know the pain they experienced having children that are culprits of drug abuse. He says a failure by parents to speak out and help the young generation fight against drug abuse will be an exercise in futility.
We would want to commend the Drug Enforcement Commission with regard to the statement. I think that they had a briefing yesterday generally to talk about the recruitment of officers that will sensitize the general public with regard to drug abuse. I think that it's a good move, but ideally I think that the missing link is the parents. I, being a parent myself, I know the intricacies of having a child that is indulged in aspect of drug abuse, especially with regard to marijuana and chamba. And most of these households, I can tell you that parents are having a terrible, terrible time dealing with the young. To commend the Drug Enforcement Commission with regard to the statement. I think that they had a briefing yesterday generally to talk about the recruitment of officers that will sensitize the general public with regard to drug abuse. I think that it's a good move, but ideally I think that the missing link is the parents. I, being a parent myself, I know the intricacies of having a child.
You're watching the live broadcast of the main news on Prime TV. We'll go for a break. Join me shortly for more news.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
What's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries.
get that awesome crunch.
Continue with the rest of the news. The Southern African Center for the Construction of Resolutions of Disputes, SACOD, has charged that having too many by-elections are a cost to the country. SACOD Executive Director Boniface Chembe says it is unfortunate that the country has seen many by-elections which have caused a drain on the country's treasury. He explains that money being used in by-elections can be channeled towards the construction of hospitals and schools. Mr. Chembe was speaking in an interview with Prime TV News in Lusaka.
That the 2011 million kwacha is minus the 20th January 2015 presidential by-election, which also was in the excess of about 300 or close to 400 million kwacha. And if you had to combine the two figures and also add the other pending by-elections that are yet to be held during the course of this year and others that are still before the courts of laws.
Zambia Union of Teachers, ZUNUT, says that the introduction of ICT subjects in schools is a source of worry for rural pupils who do not have access to computers. ZUNUT General Secretary Newman Wubala says some pupils in rural areas would be forced to learn theory, whilst those in urban areas will learn both practical and theory. Mr. Wubala adds that government should think of investing in rural schools so that each student can have a laptop. He says ICT lessons will not be a success unless there was electricity and computers were made available in all the rural schools. The Ministry of Education has made it compulsory for pupils in primary schools to learn ICT. 2016 Munali constituents aspiring candidate Patrick Mugo has called on youths in the country to be proactive and not solely depend on government for employment, referring to the 6 former UNZA students who were recently arrested for protesting over unemployment. Mr. Mungo says it is wrong that youths should blame government for unemployment when they too can develop their skills and become entrepreneurs. He has called on all graduates to ensure they do not only focus on white-collar jobs but also consider developing their talents so that they can also become employers. He has, however, added it is government's responsibility to create an enabling environment for youths to have access to jobs.
They should also try to think outside the box. It's not only just depending on the government or other people to create jobs for them. What they are supposed to do is that they are supposed to think about self-sustainability. How are they going to earn a living? You know, because you find that certain people, they happen to hinder their successes. Where someone is being trained as an accountant, you are only going to stick to accountant profession, which is very bad. You are supposed to think outside the box. What I mean that you do some other activities that can really help you to earn a living. By so doing, you find that the level of unemployment can be reduced in our country by making sure that we support also the informal sector. Because why I'm saying so, I'm a living testimony where I am.
Another break. International sports will be next.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Potato chips. We know you'll love them.
And in international news, voting is to continue in some parts of Nigeria after technical problems during Saturday's presidential election. The Electoral Commission postponed voting because of problems with electronic card readers, new technology intended to reduce fraud. There was also some violence, with more than 20 people reportedly killed in attacks by unknown gunmen. It is expected to be a closely fought election between President Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari. Singapore is bidding farewell to its founding Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, who died on Monday aged 91. Despite torrential rains, tens of thousands lined the streets to view the funeral procession carrying Mr. Lee's coffin through the city-state. A state funeral then took place, attended by world leaders, ahead of a private family cremation ceremony. About 1.5 million people paid tribute to Mr. Lee at sites around the country this week, the government said. The funeral procession began on Sunday as Mr. Lee's body was taken from Parliament House on a gun carriage. And finally, in sports news, the Football Association of Zambia, FAZ, will not offer national team coach Hona Janza a contract. FAZ President Kalusha Bwalia said during the annual general meeting at Mulungushi Rock of Authority in Kabwe that the association has decided to engage a foreign coach who will fit the profile of the national team. Janza, who replaced Frenchman Patrice Bumel last August, qualified the Chipolopolo for the 2015 Equatorial Guinea Africa Cup of Nations, where the 2012 champions were booted out in the group stage. Bwalia was responding to a question from Zambia Football Coaches Association President Patrick Kangwa, who wanted to know whether FAZ would offer Janza a contract or not. He said FAZ wants Janza to concentrate on his job as technical director. And congratulations to the Zambia national soccer team for beating Rwanda by 2-0 in an international friendly. And of course, as we count the end of the news, we look at the headlines once again. Islamic banking will help develop the country, notes economist. By-elections, a cost to the country, circled has charged. DC commended for its initiative on drug abuse sensitization. And foreign news, voting extended as Nigeria election marred by violence. That's the end of the news. Thank you so much for your company. My name is Kala Mshima. Wishing God's blessings. Bye-bye for now.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.